I'm Gurleen. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we'll be discussing the trade plan for tomorrow, that is May 12th, 2023 for Nifty and Bank Nifty. We'll also discuss a few select stocks which must be on your watch list for good risk to reward opportunities. So be sure to stick around till the end of the video and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and do ring the notification bell so that you never miss an update. Right before we start, do let me know how was the weekly expiry for you in the comments down below. So without any further ado, let's dive in by looking at the technical perspective of Nifty 50 on the daily time frame. So with reference to the last video, in today's trading session, Nifty expired in the range of 18,200 to 18,350 as we had been discussing. So here you can see that Nifty has closed above the upper boundary of 18,270, but there has been a constant rejection from the highs, and also over here the failure to move past the highs is a sign of exhaustion, and it's possible for Nifty to slow down or test the downside levels as well. Also over here, ever since Nifty broke out of the inverse head and shoulders pattern, it has continued the trajectory on the upside and is trading above the 200 simple moving average. But with the rejection from the highs, the maximum downside is capped at the levels of about 17,740. All in all, looking at the overall structure, the near-term hurdle for the index is placed at the levels of 18,350 to 18,444, and it's very likely for the index to expire below these levels for the next weekly expiry. Now let's take a look at the hourly time frame to understand the trading plan as well. So as we've been discussing over the last few videos, as long as Nifty is placed above the moving averages, we can expect the sideways momentum to continue with the spikes on both the sides. Now as we discussed on the daily chart, here you can observe the failure to move past the resistance level of 18,350, which brings us to the point that how can you plan your trades? So first of all, long bets should be avoided as of now and should only be considered above the level of 18,350. Now here, the first sign of a reversal of the trend will be the breakdown below the moving averages placed at the levels of 18,288 and 18,236. So here, if we see a breakdown of these levels, a shorting opportunity can be looked at, and in that case, the immediate target on the downside can be taken as the levels of 18,115 followed by 18,040. Now let's talk about the support and resistance levels for Nifty. So the support is placed at 18,288 followed by 18,115, and the resistance is placed at 18,350 followed by 18,444. In Bank Nifty, it was indeed an interesting expiry, and as we had anticipated, Bank Nifty expired below the zone of 43,600 to 43,700 with the call strikes expiring at 0. So such opportunities do provide a good risk to reward to capitalize upon. So now let's take a look at Bank Nifty on the daily time frame first, and then we shall move ahead with discussing the trading plan for tomorrow. So as we have been discussing over the last few videos, Bank Nifty attempted a breakout of this upper end of the wide range, and here you can see that it was not able to sustain at the higher levels and registered a shooting star candlestick pattern, which simply means that the overhead supply over here is very strong. Also here, if you see, we have a cluster of harmonic potential reversal zones as well, and it's possible for Bank Nifty to take a pause at the current levels. So here in the upcoming trading sessions, Bank Nifty can continue to consolidate within this range of about 1,000 points, and an aggressive downside would only open up below the breakdown of this level of 42,582. So the question is how to plan your trades? Well, let's understand that. So here on the hourly chart, as we discussed in yesterday's video, that with a breakout above the level of 43,375, Bank Nifty can test the levels of about 43,555 to 43,600 on the upside, and here you can see that it respected the levels and thereafter closed within the range of the candlestick that was registered in the first hour of the trading session. session. Now here, though Bank Nifty is trading above the moving averages, so the stance is sideways as of now, but longs should maintain caution as the index has a cluster of resistances on the upside. Also, if you want to place long bets, you should consider doing that above the level of 43,740 so that you do not get trapped. On the other hand, if Bank Nifty breaks below today's low and the level of 43,310, then you can look for shorting opportunities, and in that case, Bank Nifty can easily test the levels of 42,800 on the downside to begin with. Now let's talk about the support and resistance levels for Bank Nifty. So the support is placed at 43,310 followed by 42,822, whereas the resistance is placed at 43,555 followed by 43,740. Now let's move to stocks, starting with Maruti. So here on the daily chart of Maruti, you can see a harmonic pattern which got triggered with the breakout of the level of 8850, and over the last few trading sessions, another harmonic pattern has been triggered, which makes the setup even more interesting. So here, as we discussed in the last video, Maruti has tested the upside levels of 92.75 and has closed below the same. Now, as this level is a harmonic potential reversal zone, so we might see a pause in the trend, and if Maruti tests the breakout level, a favorable long entry can be looked at for a better risk to reward ratio. Thereafter, over the medium term, Maruti might continue the upward trajectory towards the levels of 9,500, provided that it holds above the level of 9,030. Let's move to Apollo Hospitals. On the daily time frame, Apollo Hospitals has a major hurdle at the level of 4668, and the price is consolidating right below the resistance levels. So here, for a potential trading opportunity, let's take a look at the hourly time frame. So here, what you can simply do is that you can mark the range of 4577 to 4660. Now here you can see that Apollo Hospitals is hovering over the crucial support level of 4577, and a breakdown over here would call for a shorting opportunity towards the targets of about 4525 followed by 4500, and on the other side, longs should only be considered above the zone of 4660 to 4668, which would also validate a breakout on the daily time frame. Let's talk about Gnfc. As we discussed yesterday, that Gnfc was a wait and watch setup till the levels are to be triggered. So here you can see that Gnfc broke out of this level of 605 on the upside, and a long entry was triggered, and the initial target of about 625 was achieved on the upside. Now here, the risk can be reduced to minimum by trailing the stops at the level of 600 for higher targets towards 630 to 655. There was a query on Asian Paints, so let's discuss the same. Ever since Asian Paints broke out of the level of 2923, a harmonic pattern was triggered, the target of which happens to be at the level of 3180. Also here you can see that Asian Paint looks quite stretched from the lower levels, and we also have a reversal zone incoming. So now wouldn't really be a good time to go long or to open fresh positions in the stock. So at this point, it's better to trail your gains with a strict trailing stop loss. Also, there was another query on Canara Bank. Let's take a look at that as well. So Canara Bank reversed from the harmonic reversal level of 326, and here you can see that the stock has corrected decently after the reversal. Now in the upcoming trading sessions, the zone of 310 to 312 will act as a major hurdle for the stock, and the zone of 293 to 299 happens to be a strong support. So one can look to build long positions in this zone, though it would be a risky bet to go long at the current levels, but the risk to reward is in favor. And in this case, an invalidation level of about 272 can be considered, which makes the entire setup favorable from the risk to reward point of view, which in this case is 1:1. Also, if you guys have any queries or questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. And on that note, it's Gurleen signing off. Until we meet again, have a good time.